Have you ever noticed something unusual? Many of the most observant and emotionally aware individuals didn't gain those skills through study, formal education, or long meditation practices. Instead, they developed them out of necessity. At some stage in their lives, their environment forced them to adapt. Their nervous system wasn't shaped by preference, but by situations that required them to read environments, anticipate emotional shifts, and stay mentally ahead just to feel secure. Researchers have begun referring to this as traumatic intelligence. And if this concept is new to you, that's precisely why it deserves attention. The psychological idea behind it is simple. Trauma doesn't just harm people, it can also refine their abilities. Studies in developmental psychology show that children raised in unstable or emotionally complex settings often become highly sensitive to social signals, emotional dynamics, and nonverbal cues. Their brains, particularly the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex, become conditioned early to pick up on subtle details that most individuals overlook. This leads to a kind of intelligence that may appear subtle externally, yet is profoundly deep internally. The first indicator of this is the ability to sense the atmosphere of a room before anyone even speaks. When you enter a space, something inside you shifts, a calm but heightened awareness. You detect tension in body language or fleeting facial expressions that last only a moment. This isn't mystical intuition, it's advanced pattern recognition. Your mind was trained early to scan for emotional information because at one time, doing so was essential for your safety. The second sign is a strong sensitivity to the needs of others, often even before they recognize those needs themselves. You can tell when someone is struggling, even if they insist they are fine. You feel changes in someone's emotional state before they fully process them. Psychologists describe this as hyperempathy, which frequently develops in people who had to closely monitor the emotional states of caregivers or family members. You learn to tune into others because your surroundings demanded it. The third sign is strong problem-solving ability, especially in stressful situations. When chaos arises, you become composed and strategic. Rather than freezing, you adjust quickly. This reflects how the nervous system adapts. People who faced early challenges often develop what researchers call stress inoculation, meaning their brains become more capable of handling intense situations because those situations were once their norm. The fourth sign is a deep and almost constant reflection on human behavior. You examine why people act the way they do. You revisit conversations and search for meaning behind actions that others might ignore. This level of psychological insight didn't appear randomly. It developed over years of trying to make sense of unpredictable behaviors in your environment. You became an observer of human nature because understanding others felt necessary for your stability. The fifth sign invites you to reconsider something. All the qualities mentioned so far, awareness, empathy, analytical thinking, are not hidden weaknesses. They are real cognitive and emotional adaptations, reflecting how adaptable the human brain is when shaped by experience. Let's continue because the next signs reveal even deeper ways traumatic intelligence influences identity. The sixth sign is a strong sense of independence. You don't rely on others to save you. Instead, you quietly create your own solutions. This independence can surprise people, but it aligns with development. When support was inconsistent in childhood, the brain learned to depend on itself. Relying on others felt uncertain, so capability became the default. The seventh sign is that you experience emotions more intensely than those around you. Music affects you more deeply. Injustice resonates with you on a physical level. Even small acts of kindness can move you significantly. This emotional intensity is a defining feature of traumatic intelligence. The amygdala, responsible for processing emotions, becomes highly sensitive through repeated activation over time. As a result, you don't just observe life, you experience it on a level that many people rarely reach. The eighth sign is difficulty trusting others easily. But when trust is formed, it is deep and lasting. Your standard for trust is higher than usual. This is not negativity, it is an adaptive response. Psychologists refer to it as adaptive skepticism. Early on, your brain learned that not all signs of safety were reliable, so it developed filters. While these filters can sometimes create distance, they also lead to relationships that are sincere, meaningful, and resilient. The ninth sign is a complicated relationship with rest. Slowing down may feel uneasy or even unsafe. When things become quiet, your mind often turns inward, sometimes in uncomfortable ways. This reflects a nervous system trained to remain alert. Ironically, the same intelligence shaped by trauma requires conscious effort to relax. For someone with traumatic intelligence, learning to rest is a process of reclaiming peace. It's a way of signaling to the brain that danger is no longer present. The 10th and perhaps most defining sign is a deep, steady sense of meaning. You don't approach life superficially. You have examined pain, your own and that of others, and chosen not to see it as meaningless. Studies on post-traumatic growth, explored by psychologists Richard Tedeschi and Lawrence Calhoun, show that many people who endure adversity develop a clearer understanding of purpose and values. In many ways, you are someone who gained wisdom earlier than most. Here is something important to reflect on. Traumatic intelligence should not be praised without acknowledging the hardship that shaped it. The growth is real, but so is the cost. Psychology helps us see that the human brain is not only harmed by adversity, it is also transformed by it in measurable ways. Your awareness, your empathy, and your way of thinking are not random traits. They are the result of a mind that had to mature quickly and did. The real question now is not how you develop these abilities, but how you choose to use them moving forward. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, feel free to subscribe and don't miss the next one. See you in the next one.